Okay, guys, we are back. After a 2-week break, we didn't meet on June 27th or July 4th. So this coming Sunday, July 11th, we are back together. Same schedule that we've always had. Room opens at 6:30. Meditation at 7. We'll close about 8:15 or whenever we come to a right closing place. One difference is that if you're not in the room at 7, you're not going to join the room. If you can't be there to start, it gets just too disruptive to the group for us not to all be there together. So if you show up after 7, I'm not going to let you in. Sorry about that. All right. So there's going to be other kind of minor tweaks, but the major thing is I've been trying to discern where it is that we are, where it is that we're going here, what it is that I need out of living with intention. I've been in this process, and it's an ongoing process, so it may change between now and Sunday evening. But I want to just share where I am at this point. For me, what we're doing at Living with Intention is we're trying to save the world by transforming ourselves. We have the potential of growing up into the fullness of our being. And when we do that, we relate to each other in ways that are very much about the well-being of the world. The world needs transformed individuals. And part of what that means is that we need to be able to address the world and to see what's going on in the world in ways that are not consistent with common sense. Common sense, the way we commonly make sense, is way too simplistic, too dualistic to be able to take into account the complexity of the world as it is. We need to be able to mature and grow up in our thinking. We need to be able to expand how it is that we understand the nature of what is and deepen our awareness of ourselves in such a way that we each become more authentic, more who we really are. We show up in the world with greater integrity. That is, we are true to who we say we are. We are consistent in the way that we show up. And we behave towards each other in ways that are characterized by compassion. We are authentic, we have integrity, and we are compassionate. Now, in order to do that, we have to ourselves be engaged in growing up so that we have a more mature way of understanding the world. We have to be able to think in more complex terms. And we don't just do that automatically. We do that when we discover that at some point we're stuck. We are manifesting some kind of cognitive distortion. We keep doing the same thing, hoping for a different result. And these distortions that distort our behavior and cause us to act in ways that are harmful to ourselves, to each other, to the world, we do them because of our own traumas, our own childhood traumas in particular. The earlier the trauma, the more it sets the way for us to grow up in the world. So ultimately what we have to be able to do is to identify, address, and resolve our childhood traumas. Everybody has childhood trauma. Nobody made it out of childhood without some kind of trauma. Some people had much more severe trauma than others, but everybody had some. And the way that we grow up is by discovering where our wounds are and being able to pay attention to them, to heal them, to be healed, and to be ourselves healers in the world. So as we're traveling along on this pilgrimage, we are different people coming from different places. We are at different places in our personal journey, but we are together because we want to develop spiritually, and our capacity to develop spiritually is dependent to a very large degree on the character of the people that we meet and the quality of the relationships that we construct. In order to do that, we have to be willing to do our own work. We have to be able to heal our own wounds. And the things that we do that are about healing are things that we call therapies. A therapy is something that we do in order to heal. It's a kind of therapeutic salve or pill or conversation. It's something that allows us to heal. One of the things that some of us are kind of reactive to is the idea of living with intention as therapy. So that's one of the things I want us to address Sunday evening is what does therapy mean if we don't want it for ourselves? What's that reaction to? And is it a reaction to saying, oh, well, I'm okay, I don't need therapy? I can tell you, there was a place in my life where I was very clear that I didn't need therapy. And I assure you, I was wrong about that. And I am much happier and I live a much fuller life because I moved to a place where, even though I'm incredibly privileged, I've experienced some traumas of my own. And so can we be a therapeutic community? Can we be for each other a support for our own healing, for our transformation, for our well-being, for the community's well-being, for the wholeness of the world? Okay? I hope to see you Sunday evening.